Thanks for the support as a channel member, Aaron Bick. Well, we've done a little bit of a whoopsie in the Champions League and left ourselves needing a win against Real Madrid to keep in contention, which was silly. Hello and welcome to part 160 of Bourne Again. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we face Tottenham in the Premier League and then Real Madrid in the Champions League. Since you were last with me, Premier League has been going splendidly. We were top of the Premier League, I guess. Oh, I thought, okay, so Arsenal have played already this weekend or Friday night maybe. We've got a game in hand on them. I don't quite know where Manchester City have come from. We do currently have the joint top scorer in the Premier League in the shape of Domenico as well. Note, no Christian Gomez in there. He did score against us. Ridiculously, he scored against us from the penalty spot as we beat Burnley 4-1. He didn't really do much else, but seeing that man score a penalty, I was furious. Absolutely furious. But the big piece of news, I guess, is losing 1-0 at home against Marseille, which we absolutely weren't expecting. We did get Cernajacki sent off after 7 minutes, so that means we've got to face Real Madrid without him. He's also injured today for the Tottenham game. But we are, it's a tricky spot to be in the Champions League group, because if we lose against Real Madrid now, we are in trouble. So we do need to beat Real Madrid in the second half of the episode. So we are kind of prioritising that, which is why we're giving a first ever start to Matthias Giroud, our 19-year-old French wonder kid who can play both in midfield and up front. I think this is the best 19-year-old we've had at the club since Cernajacki. This kid looks like he's going to be an absolute superstar. I keep getting media reports about him. He's played once off the bench. He's now going to start, and I think we are going to be pushing him this season. I'm looking for a big performance from him today. I know I had Briseño marked as my new Mezzala. Briseño might be competing with the strikers and to let Giroud in, because I think that's going to be his spot going forward. So we're going with Mendoza in goal, a back four of Guiladucci, Da Silva, Nixon, Burke and Arango, Steinman at the base of the midfield, Lubinkovic and Giroud ahead of him, and then Cook and Calderon supporting Domenico up front. Let's get into the game and let's hopefully win it. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Another Premier League win. That'd be lovely. Seeing the new boy do well on his full debut, even more lovely. Pick up where he left off last time out. When he came off the bench before, he just looked a bit special. In the same way Cernajacki did. Right from the start, he just looked like there was something about him. We get that exact same feeling from Giroud. Every time he gets near the ball, it feels like something's going to happen. So keep an eye out for him. We've picked up, was that Calderon who's picked up an injury right at the start of this game? I'm just going to make that a little bit smaller so we can see the top of the league table, because that's where we hang out now. Cook charging through the midfield, skips past his man. Lovely stuff from Cook, but when he could and should have crossed, he decided to hog the glory for himself, and 'twas no glory to hog. It is Calderon who's picked up the injury. He wants to come off. So do we have anyone to come on, or is this going to mean switching things up a little bit? I guess Sebastião can come on and play out there, which when we play Sebastião out there, we play him as a Raumdeuter. What he's been doing in the two domestic cup competitions for the last year. Oh, good. Ricardo scored against us. A third goal of the season for Ricardo as well. So that's a thing. What position are they playing Ricardo in? After we had him for 5 years and never really decided what his position was. I got as far as he's probably not a winger. What are they doing with him? They're playing Ricardo on the left wing, where we never got much of a game out of him. He scored against us. Typical. So we've now had Ricardo score against us from the left wing. We've had Gomez score a penalty against us. Is this just a season where I'm going to get haunted by the ghosts of Bourne past? Arango plays it into Domenico, who couldn't quite get past his man. Lubinkovic is there, though, and there's the equaliser. A nicely worked goal. Lubinkovic timing his run to perfection, getting on the end of the ball, squared back from Domenico, and it's 1-1. And that's an almost immediate reply from, I guess, from Ricardo's point of view, a very new-look Bourne team, even though we didn't really do much in the way of transfers in the summer. Certainly, there's a number of youngsters on the pitch right now who haven't really been getting much of a look in until this point. Nixon, Burke, Lubinkovic, Giroud, Sebastião. There's a lot of new faces who are slowly but surely becoming more of a part of the first team mix, which I guess the transfer policy that we've had for the last 3 or 4 years of one or two big signings, but mainly signing wonder kids. It's almost as if we're playing Football Manager, but prioritising like 18, 19-year-olds with bags of potential. We're finally starting to see the fruits of our labour with that. And with Sebastião and Giroud both forcing their way into the team at the same time, positive stuff. Right, we've got a corner. It's going to be Cook to take. Going to be looking for that in-swinger. No Da Silva there, of course, today, but Lebinkovic is there to loop a header over the top of the goal. And it goes out for a goal kick. Tottenham are overwhelmed. That seems like an opportunity for us to ask just for a little bit of creativity. No pressure or anything, lads. Let's just have a little bit of creativity, see what you can come up with. Sebastião with a deep free kick finds Domenico, and that should have been 2-1. Sebastião has been top of our free kick takers list for like the last 2 seasons, but obviously he doesn't take them because he rarely plays, but he can apparently really hit a free kick, particularly as a pass. But he can also score some screamers, I assume, because even as a 18-year-old, he was always the one that Quick Pick was telling me is the one to put at the top of the free kick takers list. Ricardo's just scored again. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, dear. Oh, dearie me. What is happening here? Never going to be happy to see that. Oh, scream at them quickly before they come in at half time. Just get them warmed up for what's going to be coming now, because I am furious. Show me something else in this second half. That is not acceptable. I wouldn't be as annoyed if it wasn't for the fact Ricardo scored both of the goals. And it's like 3 episodes since we finally officially gave up on him as a top tier player. We said at the time he's a very good Premier League player, but he's not an elite level Champions League superstar, which is what we need in this team now. And, well, he returns by ripping our defence apart twice. Can we have some passion, please? We're going to need to make some changes. We're going to need to go to something a little bit more attacking here, I think. Steinman's going to come off. We're going to bring Soma on for him. And we're going to stick Soma up front with Domenico. He can do that. He can drop back to that. We'll make him just a little bit less gung-ho. How tall is Mendoza? I feel like I check this every time we need to attack. Not much use from the corners. We have got Briseño who could come on as well, but I'm not sure who for. I think we give this 5 or 10 minutes, and then he can come on for Domenico maybe if Domenico's not showing anything. But we'll give Soma the opportunity first. Da Silva plays it forward to Gilarducci. Now Giroud, who has been very quiet today after me bigging him up so much. Maybe one good performance as a sub against Swansea wasn't the best thing to judge him on. Giroud, that wasn't Giroud, that was somebody else. And that's Arango, and that's 2-2. And we now need to drop down to just normal attacking, because a 2-2 draw away against Tottenham is fine. We just don't want to lose going into the Real Madrid game. It was Cook. I don't know why I thought it was Giroud. Because it wasn't. It was Cook. And it's a lovely run from Cook again. And a very nice finish from Arango, their keeper. Not going to be very happy conceding at the near post like that. But quite frankly, I couldn't give 2 hoots. I couldn't give 1 hoot. I don't know why people always put it in at 2. I wouldn't even give 1 hoot. Right. We are going to take off Giroud. We're going to bring Briseño on in there. Just still be a nice little attacking threat. Gives him a bit more time playing in midfield again. But doesn't sacrifice Domenico, who... I mean, I feel like if there's going to be another goal coming, it comes from Domenico, who, like I say, is... Oh, for goodness sake, it's him. Mendoza saves my blushes to some extent, although the clearance from Arango is poor, and Tottenham continue to come at us. Nixon Burke now clears it to Domenico, who turns and runs, but can't get past his defender. Come on, have we got one more goal in us? Like I say, a draw here is fine. We're still unbeaten if we get a draw. I like being unbeaten, but it looks like we're not going to grab a winner, which I guess is okay. It's more important that we beat Real Madrid in the game coming up now. So much changes for the Real Madrid game then as we go back to something closer to a full-strength team, although we are without Cernajacki, who's suspended, Calderon, who's injured, obviously Jusper's still injured. Nixon Burke now picked up an injury as well. We're on a small squad this year. We've got one player who's in the first team squad, who's not injured or suspended and not in the match day squad, and that's Simic, our third choice goalkeeper. So every fit and available first team squad member is in this match day squad. If we pick up any more injuries or suspensions, I'm going to be forced into playing some proper youngsters. So we go Mendoza in goal, a back four of Giladucci, Da Silva, Diaz and Arango. Banier at the base of the midfield, Steinman and Labinkovic ahead of him, Cook, Domenico, Sebastião as a front three. Sebastião as the Roundup again, because I've seen it work once, so that must be what he's best at. I mean, I've got to say, I don't know if expect to win is the right word, but we are at home. It is a European game, so for us to be at home in a Champions League group game as the holders of the competition, we've got to feel like we're favourites, even though it's Real Madrid that we're playing, who, of course, we beat on the way to winning the competition last year. So it's not as if we're incapable of beating Real Madrid. It's just, it felt like it was a little bit of a fluke last year. Not that I would ever admit that in a video, because that would make me look like an idiot. Right, Sebastião, here we go. Told you, Raumdeuter, it's where it's at. Charging forward. Cross comes in, looking for Domenico, who does get the shot away, but it goes just over. Is the Marseille-Anderlecht game going on now? It doesn't look like it is. Hold on. Oh, no, it is. So it's Marseille away against Anderlecht. And we kind of need Anderlecht to win that one to keep Marseille in reach. Sebastião plays it back to Domenico, who got the shot away, and it's a last-ditch clearance off the line by one of these Real Madrid defenders. But we've had a couple of good chances early on in this game. There's got to be a goal coming. Domenico has dropped very deep to pick this up, but does have Sebastião ahead of him. Bonilla plays it to Giladucci, who has got the two attacking options in the middle. Sebastião taking up a very Cernajacki-like position, looking for a goal. Steinman now. He's got Arango on a big overlap over here with no one looking after him, because Sebastião's brought that left back in with him. Cook keeps it in, but isn't able to keep the ball under control, and Giladucci's right up there with him, but not backing him up. And now they've got in behind our defence, the way I just said we should do to them, but Steinman is there to cover and does a sterling job of it. Cook now going to try and run straight back at him. It's like a basketball game, end-to-end stuff. Wonderful run from Lee Cook, but trying to get a shot away at full speed like that, it was going to have to be a wonder goal to end up in the back of the net, and it wasn't. Cook, very, very sloppy pass, looking for Bonilla, doesn't get anywhere near him, and now again, it's this end-to-end stuff, and Bonilla needs to be careful because he's on a yellow card, and just sort of clipping at the heels of the player he's trying to chase. He clearly can't keep up with him, and I think he's a little bit lucky there that he hasn't actually caught the back of his heels and picked himself up a second yellow card. Real Madrid now with a ball over the top from the free kick. They're in behind our defence again, and this time they do score, and our grip on this Champions League trophy is starting to look a little bit iffy. Having already lost to Marseille, as mentioned in the intro, if we pick up a defeat against Real Madrid as well, especially as this is the home game against them, things are starting to look a little bit dicey. I did have a discussion in the comments the other day with someone who said, Kev, you should try and win every competition that's winnable. And we haven't won the Europa League. So maybe this is our opportunity to go and win the Europa League before the end of the save. Sebastião with the corner finds Domenico, and Domenico needs to do a little bit better from that. That's he's almost got a free header there inside the 6-yard box. He's got to do better than heading it straight at their goalkeeper. Right, aggressive. Show me something else in this second half. We've got to score a goal. At the very least, we need to draw this game and hope that with Cernajacki back in the game in Madrid, we can use his powers of awesome to win the game. Although we've had a lucky bounce, a lucky deflection of the ball there, and Domenico, I think, has won a penalty off the back of it. A huge stroke of fortune, and it's now Domenico with the chance to equalise from the spot. There's 53 minutes on the clock. Domenico scores, and it's an emphatic penalty, and it's Bourne 1, Real Madrid 1, an 11th goal of the season for Domenico already. It's only October. I'm fed up of people saying that man's not prolific. 11 goals by October, that'll do. Thank you very much. Although if you want to grab a couple more today, just to make sure in this match, I'm not going to be upset by that. Let's get creative. Let's have 10 minutes of wonderful creativity while we ponder what to do with our substitutions. Who have we got down on the bench? Agostino, the youngster. I mean, really, he's probably third striker option behind Soma and Brezeño. I think it probably is the attack where we need to freshen things up. Although we've got Giroud down there, who I still have that feeling about him. Let's get him on. We'll get him on in there. And we are going to bring on an attacker as well. Cook is going to come off. Soma is going to come on this left-hand side. I like to use him as a Raumdeuter too. Is it madness to go double Raumdeuter? It probably is. But no one's ever told me not to. So let's do it. Giladucci. Back to De Silva. I think this is almost like a flat front three now with those two both playing as in the Raumdeuter role where they're very, very attacking. Arango now pushing forward on this right-hand side. We do have many options for him to hit in this penalty area. He just needs to find one. Cross comes in. I think he was aiming at... Oh, it's not even Soma there yet. It's Cook still. I think he was aiming at him. He's probably not the man to aim for with a cross. De Silva's come quite a long way forward. It's Cook again. Probably his last contribution to the game. Cross over looking for Sebastião. Sebastião brings it under control. Finds Arango in space. And Arango doesn't quite manage to squeeze it past the goalkeeper. He hit it hard enough. But it wasn't quite enough to force its way past the keeper. We're going to have 10 minutes of passion now. There's got to be a goal coming. Lebinkovic is apprehensive. He's the next man to come off. We might bring Brazenio on for him. Giroud's in there. He's got to, I mean, is he aware of where the goal is? He just had to turn and shoot. He played it all the way back to De Silva. There were so many men around him if he wasn't brave enough to have a shot himself. Soma with the cross. Absolutely no one anywhere near it. Sebastião does well again to keep it under control. Lebinkovic, what a goal from Alexander Lebinkovic. And that's 2-1 now to Bourne. And this is huge, not just because it's a win we needed, but we're turning up in Europe without Cernajacki there to hold our hands. We're not a one-man team anymore, boys and girls. We're beating Real Madrid with some players in this team who were not regulars as recently as when we won the thing last year. In the spirit of that, Agostino comes on up front as well for the final 10 minutes because Domenico's not had the best of games. And why not bring the youngster on? It's a whole new world here at Bourne. We're just playing the kids, and the kids are all right. They're doing a lovely job. Diaz heads clear, and we haven't got anyone pressing on the edge of this area, which is very sloppy. Mendoza wasn't able to make the save, but luckily I think the attacker's offside there, so we've got away with things a little bit. We are going to drop a little bit of praise to finish things off, and that is a big result that keeps us well and truly in this Champions League competition, and hopefully will give us a much needed boost to confidence and team cohesion and morale and all that kind of stuff off the back of the performance against Tottenham. It'll do. Right, when's our next big game? I guess the away leg against Real Madrid is really important. So, Man City, Real Madrid, or Real Madrid, Arsenal. Who's higher up in the table? I think Man City are far closer to competing with us than Arsenal, aren't they? Man City are top, Arsenal are third. Well, we'll do Real Madrid and one of those in tomorrow's episode, and hopefully continue in our winning ways. That'd be nice. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.